Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a collective oracle and affirmations. We're going to do whispers from the cemetery with roses, dust, and ashes. For today is Sunday. It is June 7th, 2026. I don't think I said the date in the last video. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Or maybe I said yesterday's date. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. It's affirmations. I don't know. I have no idea. I already went out and ran errands this morning, got coffee, got some matcha. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. We got one on the table, two on the table. Can I just tell you how nice it is out right now? And I don't understand because it's supposed to rain like all day yesterday. It's supposed to rain all day today. And it looks like that is not going to happen. So I'm confused. I love it, but I'm confused. We got three on the table. We're going to do two more shuffles. And this is Oracle affirmations, but take how it resonates for you because it might turn out to be more of like a read. So I just know it's morning and I'm doing affirmations. Last shuffle. 5 on the table. Somebody's doing some shadow work, I think. Bottom of the deck is Grace, which I love. Top of the deck, time flies. Yeah, it does. I swear to God, as you get older and older, it feels like it's flying by. We got safe journey. Pardon me. We got into the darkness. We got attachment. We got family. Peace. And then bottom of the deck is breakthrough. Somebody might be doing some shadow work in regards to family. Maybe about, it says attachment, but like it could even imply like a detachment, right? Because not everybody has a family. Not everybody currently has a family, whether they passed on or you went no contact or they went no contact with you. Like somebody could be looking at like doing shadow work in regards to generational curses. Like my ear is ringing. My left ear is ringing. Like in regards to like ancestors, like your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, like what happened on those timelines? Like what were they doing? How did they live? Did they all pretty much repeat a pattern, right? Like they grew up, they got married, they had kids way too early. Their kids had kids way too early. You know what I mean? Like that's a pattern. Do you continue with that pattern? Have you continued with that pattern? Or are you going to break that pattern? Generational curses. And I'm not saying kids are a curse. I'm just saying, maybe as opposed to your parents and your grandparents and your great grandparents, maybe you go to college. Maybe you start your career. Maybe you wait until you're 35 to have your first kid, right? Till you're stable enough to have a kid. You're emotionally, mentally stable enough to have a kid, right? You get into that relationship that is the best one you've ever had. And that's just an example, right? Because it could be shadow work dealing with familial abuse. Again, the fact that somebody could have just maybe never had a family, maybe someone was born, they were adopted. There's, that reconciling the fact that like you weren't wanted in one family, but you were adopted by another family. How do you feel about that? What are the repercussions? What is the aftermath? Does it affect you mentally, emotionally, things like that? It's and with the safe journey, the peace, the breakthrough, like I don't think this is a bad thing for somebody. I think this is a good thing for somebody. I think somebody needs this. Okay? And just a reminder for you guys, if you do delve into this, right? Or any type of shadow work, it takes time. And in reality, when you think about it, it takes a lifetime. Because you could literally sit down and think about your family and remember all these things, negative, positive, try to work through them. And then, 5 years later, same thing. Like you're sitting down and you're like, that family, let me think about that family. And, you bring up other things, or you bring up the thing that you thought of 5 years before, but now you have a new perspective, right? Now it's different. It's kind of like, pardon me, my throat is a little froggy. It's kind of like when I always use the example of the ex-best friend. If you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know my story. It took me about 2.5 years to change my perspective on that whole situation and how I would receive communication and how I look at her now through a different lens, right? And it's not that I'm making excuses for her, or I don't even I don't even really feel as though I'm showing her grace or mercy. I mean, that's up to God to do that. That's not my thing. But I've definitely come to the realization that, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Like, I don't want to have hate in my heart. I don't want to be bitter and angry about things for the rest of my life. I want to work through them in my own way, in my own time. And I want to have a better perspective, a more positive perspective. I want to transmute that anger and that bitterness into something beautiful, into something useful. Because bitterness and angry is not fucking useful. It's not useful. So, like I said, it took me like 2.5 years to go from like I want to poke your eyes out and push you off a cliff to, you know, I don't want to see you. I don't want you in my life, but I hope you're healing and I hope you're better and I hope you're happy, because I think she needs that. I think the whole reason why she was doing what she was doing, the way she was treating me and treating others, because she's very unhappy. Very unhappy. And I don't want that for anybody here. It's hard enough out there to live your life. Why should you make it any harder on yourself? You know, Release, let go, and move on as best you can. It takes time. Healing takes time. Shadow work takes time. Nothing is done in a day, right? I heard, unless you're Superman or the Hulk, is what I just heard. My brother was watching me videos, or watching me. He was showing me videos yesterday on YouTube, some different things, and the the subject matter technically wasn't funny to me because it was making fun of trans people, which is not funny. It's not funny to me. However, there was a scene that had, like, it didn't really have anything to do with that. And the way the scene played out, like, I couldn't stop laughing about it. And it was in regards to like Marvel characters, stuff like that. I was like, okay. I don't know. My brother's like that. He has no, he has no, what's funny? It's not that he has no filter. It's that, like, he's the person you love to hate. He drank the Kool-Aid. He's the Trump supporter. He's the Democrat turned Republican. He's the one that makes excuses for a sickly government, right? Like, our government is in the shithole. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. It's in the shithole. And he continues to make excuses. And he's a white male. He's going to be 43. He's going to be a 43-year-old white entitled male, and he acts like it, and it's sad. I love him because he's my brother, right? But it is sad. It is really sad. I wish he would do some shadow work. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to let you take from it what you will. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all enjoy your Sunday. I will talk to you later. Bye.